Hello and a very warm welcome to this special edition of Rajya Sabha Television Question Hour from the Parliament House Complex, where we bring you important unstarred questions asked by the members of the Rajya Sabha and the answers given by the government. Joining me is my colleague Vishal Dhaya.
Well, thank you, Kriti. And in this particular session, let's begin the question hour with a question which has been asked to the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare. And the question is from the member, Dr. Kirori Lal Meena, who goes on to ask the Ministry about the data on farmers' average monthly or yearly income and whether the national or state level data is available with the government, and also the formula which is adopted by the government to compute this particular data.
Well, the government goes on to say that the monthly average income of agricultural households in India is estimated by the NSSO. And the last such survey was conducted by NSSO during its 70th round with reference to the agricultural year July 2012 to June 2013. As per the survey results, the average monthly income per agricultural household from all sources is estimated to be 6,426. Under the survey, NSSO conducted door-to-door visit of the agricultural households covered under the sample frame. The schedule of inquiry for the survey was designed to collect detailed information on receipts and expenses of households, farm and non-farm businesses to arrive at their income from these sources. The estimated income includes income from salary, wages, net receipt from cultivation, annual farming and non-farm businesses. For the purpose of this survey, an agricultural household was defined as a household receiving a total value of produce of more than 3,000 rupees from agricultural activities and having at least one member self-employed in agriculture, either in the principal status or in subsidiary status during the last 365 days. These agricultural activities include cultivation of field crops, horticulture crops, fodder crops, plantation, animal husbandry, poultry, fishery, piggery, beekeeping, vermiculture and sericulture. Well, the next question also pertains to the Ministry of Agriculture, and the question has been asked by member Kirori Lal Meena, and he has asked the government about the need to cultivate organic crops in the country.
Well, the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare has responded to this question by saying that as of date, the number of farmers who are practicing organic farming under participatory guarantee scheme is 4,53,622 and 11,47,401 farmers are registered in TraceNet under third-party certification. Ministry also says that the estimated value of domestic organic market was 500 to 1,000 crore rupees as per Yes Bank study published in 2015. As per another study by SOCHM and ENY published in 2018, the domestic organic market was valued at 2,500 crores, including 1,500 crore rupees in organized retail and 1,000 crore rupees by farmers' direct market. During last 2 years, different brands have been developed at state level for organic food market under the Mission Organic Value Chain Development in Northeastern Region and Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana schemes. The ministry further says that organic farming has also been supported under other schemes such as Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana and Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture, Network Project on Organic Farming under ICAR. Third-party certification of organic farming is promoted by Agriculture Processed Foods and Export Development Authority, which comes under the Ministry of Commerce. Well, the next question is also to the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, and this one comes in from the member Sanjay Singh, who goes on to ask the government as to whether it is a fact that National Green Tribunal has banned crop residue burning in the states of Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab in 2015, and also whether it is a fact that despite the ban, the crop residue burning is spreading severely in other states every year.
Well, the government goes on to say that the National Green Tribunal in its December 2015 order prohibited agricultural residue burning in any part of NCT Delhi, states of Rajasthan, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. The government further goes on to say that paddy stubble burning is mainly practiced in Indo-Gangetic plains of the states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh to clear the fields of rabi crop sowing. However, as informed by other states, the severities of uncontrolled crop residue burning incidences are not significant. In 2018, a new central sector scheme on promotion of agricultural mechanization for in-situ management of crop residue in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and NCT of Delhi has been launched with a total outgo from central funds of 1,151 crore rupees. The next question is from member Mahesh Poddar, and he has asked the government about the facilities to expand and create food processing capacities in India.
Well, the Ministry of Food Processing Industries has responded that it is implementing a scheme for creation and expansion of food processing and preservation capacities under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana for setting up an expansion of food processing industries in the country. Under the scheme, grants and aid at 35% of the eligible project cost is provided in general areas and 50% of the eligible project cost in northeastern states, including Sikkim, and difficult areas including Himalayan states such as Himachal Pradesh, J&K and Uttarakhand, notified ITP-DP areas and islands subject to a maximum of 5 crore rupees. The ministry further says that it has issued expression of interest for inviting online proposals from interested entrepreneurs, investors for setting up food processing units in the country. The closing date of submission of online proposals is 30th of June 2019, and the interested entrepreneurs, investors can also submit their proposals for creation and expansion of food processing units in the country. Well, the next question is also from the member Mahesh Poddar, but this pertains to the Ministry of Railways, wherein he wants to know from the government about railway zonal offices in Jharkhand. He wants to know from the government whether it would consider creating a single railway zone for Jharkhand by merging the railway boards of Ranchi, Dhanbad and Adra.
Well, Vishal, the government has clarified that there is no such proposal right now before the Railway Board, and the government has further clarified that railway zones on Indian Railways are set up keeping in view factors like size, workload, accessibility, traffic pattern, administrative and operational requirements consistent with the needs of economy and efficiency and not on the state district boundaries or on regional considerations.
Well, in fact, my colleague Kriti Mishra spoke to the member Mahesh Poddar on the response given by the Ministries of Railways and Food Processing to his two questions. Let's listen in.
In fact, member of the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Mahesh Poddar, is joining us on the Question Hour show. Welcome to Rajya Sabha Television, sir. You asked a very pertinent question on expansion of food processing capacities in the country. What is your take on government's reply?
See, my question was basically focused on Jharkhand. And why Jharkhand? Is because Jharkhand is one state, it's a small state, it's a newly created state, it's rich of minerals. We don't have much of irrigation facilities, yet we have a lot of farmers and they depend on single crop. Our Jannayak has said that by 2022, we will make the farmers' income double. Now, this is possible if we are able to provide them some mechanism whereby the value realized by them goes up. See, in spite of lesser facility of irrigation, our farmers are able to create good growth in agriculture. Say, for example, 13-14, we were minus 4.5%, but now it's plus 14.5%. So this is what they have done. And they have also done a wonderful job through their hard work in spite of limited availability of water in other segments like vegetables, etc. And there also the growth is phenomenal. There are a lot of export from there. But unfortunately, many months of the year we see that the farmers are throwing tomatoes on the street and going back because they don't find it worth taking it back. So that is why, that is what prompted me to ask this question. So it's all about it.
And also, sir, you've asked another important question on zonal railways. The government has given an elaborate answer. Your take on the answer by the government?
See, this is also focused on Jharkhand state. See, Jharkhand is a very small state. When Andhra was carved out and Telangana, and you have seen that many days for creation of zonal railways were one of the major demand by Andhra Pradesh, though they had excellent facilities, but it was a big demand. When Jharkhand was carved out, we never demanded anything. we accepted whatever, but we thought that the things will be corrected in due course. So we are still demanding, and in democracy, though it's our government, and I'm sure we will get the relief. See what has happened, it's the second highest revenue paying state. You will be surprised because of the mineral transportation. And Ranchi is the capital. As you go out of 10 kilometers of Ranchi, then there is another zone. You travel another 100 kilometers, there is another zone. I think there are 3 or 4 zones operating in Jharkhand. So if the state government has to take a call with the zonal railway, they don't know which railway to talk about. So that's the reason why we expect a new zonal railway to be carved out. And though Minister has given reply that based on necessity, etc., but I'm sure it must have been noticed now, and since it has become an issue, the state government and the people of the state will also keep demanding. As a parliamentarians, I think across the party line, we are unanimous that Jharkhand should have a separate zone.
Right, sir. On that note, thank you so much for talking to us and joining us on Rajya Sabha Television.
So that was Mahesh Poddar's reaction on the government's response to his 2 questions, which were to the Ministry of Railways and Food Processing. Let's now look at some more questions.
Well, this question has been asked by MP Dr. L. Hanumantaya, and this question pertains to the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, and the member has asked the government whether there is any proposal to revive any sick or close down public sector chemicals or fertilizers factory.
Well, the Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizers have given the answer in detail about the number of sick units which it has planned to revive, and it says that Government of India has decided to revive Barauni unit of Hindustan Fertilizer Corporation Limited and Gorakhpur, Sindri, Talcher and Ramgundam units of Fertilizer Corporation of India on nomination route by setting up new ammonia urea plants of 12.7 LMTPA capacity at each location. Barauni unit of HFCL and Sindri and Gorakhpur units of FCIL are being revived by Messrs. Hindustan Urvarak and Rasayan Limited, joint venture of National Thermal Power Corporation Limited, Coal India Limited, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, FCIL and HFCL. Also, the Talcher unit is being revived by Messrs. Talcher Fertilizers Limited, a joint venture of Rashtriya Chemicals and Fertilizer Limited, CIL, Gas Authority of India Limited and FCIL. Ramagundam unit by Messrs. Ramagundam Fertilizers and Chemical Limited, a joint venture of Engineers India Limited, National Fertilizers Limited and FCIL. According to the ministry, the expected commissioning date and the estimated cost of these projects is for Barauni unit, it is May 2021 and the expected cost would be 7,043 crore rupees. For Ramagundam unit, the expected date is December 2019 and the cost would be 5,254 crore rupees. For the Gorakhpur unit, the expected date is February 2021 and the cost would be 7,085 crore rupees. For the Sindri unit, the expected date is May 2021 and the expected cost would be 6,977 crore rupees. For the Talcher unit, the expected date of commissioning would be September 2023 and the estimated cost would be 11,611 crore rupees.
So these were the important questions and answers in today's edition of Question Hour.
We'll be back again tomorrow with some more questions, but stay tuned for Prashn Kaal on the other side of the break.